Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is day 6. We will learn about software system testing. So make sure to watch the video till the end and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for upcoming lesson. Okay. So today we will learn system testing. We have a four type of system testing: GUI testing. Second is usability testing. Third is functional testing. Fourth is non-functional testing. Okay. So I've created a types of where the system testing is mainly four types: GUI testing, usability testing, functional testing, and non-functional testing. Okay, so like the GUI testing mainly focus on graphical user interface. So as like we mostly testing the checkbox, color, font, size, icon, context, and image in the application because it's the UI part. Okay, so GUI means the graphical user interface testing, or GUI testing is a process of testing the user interface of an application. Okay, so GUI means graphical user interface testing, mainly focus on UI part to test the application. So the UI part interact with the user and main part is stored in a server. Okay. So the GUI part like testing the size, we can or I can write the checklist of the GUI GUI checklist. What we will test in this application. Okay. So means testing the size, position, width, height of the element. The second is testing of the errors message message that are getting displayed. Means if we are testing any application, the UI part, okay, so the positive or negative scenario we will test, so that particular message will be shown there on this application. Like I just using the application and login the application using the positive like valid email ID, valid password. Okay, so once I will put the valid email ID and password, the message will be uh, user successfully logged in. If we are using invalid password, so the message would be like incorrect password, please try again. Okay, so this message will be shown on this application. Third is testing of the different section of the screen. So mostly we will test like a graphical user interface means include the all elements such as a checkbox, button color, font size. So that we will test in a GUI. Okay. So testing of the font width is readable or not. Like some if any font or any content is there on the application, so it will be readable or not. So that we will test testing of the font whether it's readable or not. Okay. And the testing of the screen in different resolution with the help of zooming, zoom out. Like if any screen we are checking, so zooming functionality, zooming and zoom out we will check. Means if we will check the zooming and zoom out functionality na, so like the content should not be blurred. Okay, like if this content is appearing on this website, if we are zooming or zoom out, it should be visible to the user. Okay, So that scenario also we will test in GUI as per the GUI scenario, and testing the color, testing the color or font, and testing whether the image has good clarity or not. Image whether have good clarity or not. Testing the alignment means if any images is aligned in a proper width, like left side, middle side, and right side. Okay, so the proper alignment we will check. Testing the spelling also means if we are testing a Amazon e-commerce website. Okay, so there's the GUI spelling. As per the GUI point of view, the spelling should be correct. There is no any mismatch in this spelling errors or anything. And the user must not get frustrated while using the system interface. Sometimes what happened, like they created a hard GUI, so the user mostly frustrated to use that interface of this application. So that should not be happen like this. Okay, users should not be frustrated while using the system interface. Okay, so testing of the scrolling, testing of scrolling part in this application. Okay, testing of the disabled field, testing of the size of image, testing of the heading, whether it's properly aligned or not, testing of the color of the hyperlink, testing UI elements, button, text box, text area, radio button, drop down. Okay, like UI buttons, text box, text area, radio button, drop down, links, etc. Okay, so most of part it's come in under GUI testing that we will test. Okay, as per the UI, as per the UI point of view. So that we call a GUI graphical user interface. Okay. Then the second part is usability testing. So usability means what? So the easiness of the application means if the user is using any application, if user is using any application, user operate application easily. So here mainly focus the developer develop easy or hard application, whether they design easy UI or hard. Okay, sometime user like very easy step user can easily understand, easily operate the application. Sometimes it's very hard, like the functionality inbuilt in between functionality under again functionality, so that will create a problem to the user. So mostly uh, like the when develop any application, it would be usability point of view, easiness of the application, that we can it will be not problem to the end user, or they can use easily. Okay, so it's like the mainly focus of easiness of the application. Okay, now the second point is check how easily the end user are able to understand, and operate the application is called usability testing. Okay. So during the testing, validate application provide context sensitive help or not to the user. Okay. So during application, so during testing, the application provide context sensitive help or not to user. Okay. It's come under usability testing. So there is a man like determine whether user can complete task easily, measure how quickly user learn to use the system, identify confusing screen button or workflow, improve user satisfaction and efficiency. That come under usability testing. Scenario: a tester you asked user to buy a mobile phone from a e-commerce website. Like example, okay, example, a tester asked to user to buy a mobile phone from an e-commerce site. Okay, this is an example. So task, what the user will do. So task, first search a phone for a mobile phone from site. Okay, then second is add it to cart. Third thing, complete the checkout process. Okay, observation is there. User struggle to find the search bar. Add to cart button is too small. Checkout requires too many steps. Okay. So observation, first user struggle to find search bar. Okay. Second, button is too small for add to cart. Third, checkout require too many steps. Okay. So this observation they will share to the developer. So the design team improved the search bar visibility, enlarge the button and simplification. Okay. So to mainly they focus to easiness of the application. They should design like a very clean and good design of the UI so that a minimal step the user can easily understand, easily can operate. So that come under usability testing. Okay. Now third testing is functional. Functional testing. So the functional testing is nothing but behavior of the application. Functional testing talks about how your feature should work. Okay. So in functional testing, how the feature should work, and all the functionality, all the behavior of application work properly. So we have a part of like type of the functional testing. Okay. So functional testing, the software testing that verify whether the application, feature and function work accordingly to specified requirement. and it focus on what the system does and not how it is implemented. So mostly in functional testing, verify that each feature works correctly as per scenario as I'm telling you. Ensure input, produce the expected output, validate business rule and requirements, check interaction between system component from the user prospect. Okay. So what we will test? Okay. So what is tested under functionality? Login functionality. Okay. Login functionality. What? Like user can log in with valid password credential. The second is registration page. New user can create accounts successfully. Search feature. Searching product returns relevant result. Okay. And payment process. Payment is completed successfully with valid card details. Okay. Email notification. Means this is a scenario I'm just telling you in a in a functionality as for the functionality testing. Confirmation email is sent after placing an order. Okay. Data validation. Required field cannot be left blank. Means if there is any mandatory field, we cannot blank. There is required requirement, we should fill it. Okay. So like example testing of a login page, like test case, enter valid username, enter a valid password, click login, expect result, user redirect to the dashboard. Invalid password, enter a valid username or enter the incorrect password, click login, error message. Empty field. Okay, if there is empty field, leave user and password blank, click login, validation message appear for requirement. Okay, so this is an example I will explain here. Okay, so the example functional testing of a login page. Test case one valid login means the steps the user will enter a valid username, valid password, then they will click on login button. Expected user is redirect to the dashboard means the login is successfully. So they can redirect to dashboard. Suppose I am using I'm going to log in Flipkart website for a shopping. Okay, so I will use my password and email ID username. When it will meet the all valid password and email, it will direct login to the dashboard, and then I will uh, proceed further for a shopping. Okay, and if I will enter a valid username, incorrect password, it will not log in. They will show the error validation message. Okay, invalid user or password. And test case 3 like empty field. If there is empty field, leave user and password. So I am here. I've just tried to click on login to direct dashboard of the Flipkart, but I have not filled username password. So it will not log in and validation message appear for requirement field. It's mandatory to fill that. So this is the example of the functional testing. Type of functional testing. There is type, object, properties, testing, first type. Second type, database testing. Third type is error handling. Fourth type is calculation and manipulation testing. Okay. Fifth is link existence and links execution. Then six is cookies and session. So this is a type of functional testing. Okay. Now what we will do, I will explain the all things. First is a object properties testing. Okay. So in that, check the properties of the object present in application or not. So our main focus during this testing, check the properties of objects present on the application or not. Okay. So what we will check here, example, enable, disable button, focus, visible and focus. Okay. And object property testing. See, I just explain the example. Yeah. Okay. So just 1 minute. Let me create a other page, new page. Okay. So there is a one button, one button. There is the second button, enable, disable. Okay. Or take a second example. One, there is a like a form page. We are going to fill it. Okay. So that required field we will use here. So I'm taking the example so that you can easily understand. See, so what happened here? I will click on a mail button. When click on mail button, then it's enable. Then it will be enable. At female button, automatic disable. Okay. When we will click on female button, then female enable and male button will be disable. That we will test in object properties testing. So the enable disable means properly visible to the user. Okay. So the main focus check the properties of the object present on application or not. So this also as per the UI part. Okay. The in UI this functionality they will create enable disablement everything like if we will click on mail button, so this will be clicked and this will be uh, disabled. If we will click on female button, so male will be disabled, female will be enabled. Okay, so the enable disable scenario we have tested in this form page. Okay, now we will go to third third step. Second type of the functional testing is database testing. Database testing is the most important testing, the mainly used in the big industries. Of we will of you will perform the end-to-end testing now. So there you can use the database testing. Okay. So database testing mainly checking data operation, data manipulation. So there is a language we will use for the testing that I will create a different a series for this, like that I will cover the SQL part, SQL language, database language, and we will test the backend testing also. That I will create a different series. Then there you can understand easily. Here I will show you the basic details. Okay. So database testing, checking, database operations. Okay. Data manipulation, and the operations. So, like insert, update, delete, select, work under DML. There is a some operations also, DML operation. Okay, so database testing is known as a gray box testing always. So, black box and white box testing include here. Okay, so database testing is known as gray box testing. It's combination of black box and white box testing. We can do the automation and manual testing as well in the database testing. Okay. So in database testing, we are test data table or data stored in table properly or not. Like whatever things user will done from UI end means means if they are filling any form page, they done all required field in UI part. After that, in in backend, we will we will check whether it's stored or not. So for the checking in backend, we'll use the SQL language for backend testing. Okay. So there we will check the insert update, like if the new user is filling a form, so they will insert the data. Update, if they want to change anything, they can update their details. If they want to delete, they can delete also from the UI end. Okay. So the most of the operation we will do in DML operation. O- Okay. So I'll create a example so that you can understand easily. So this is a user, this is a UI part. Okay. This is a database. We can say that backend part. It's a backend part. Okay. Here it's a table that will store in a database. So this is a table. What happen? User insert data, insert the data here. Okay. Then the it will store in database. This is a table in a form of table. So this is the application. This is a form page. We can say that I am a user. I am filling my all details. So I am insert my data as the UI because we will have the UI and we will fill the all required details. After that, it will be stored in a backend data. There is a some backend also like API that we will cover the middle of the layer that perform the all actions in between UI and database. So that middle layer that we will confirm and we will check the all architect diagram in the API testing. Okay, so the user will insert the all data in a UI part. It will be stored in database in a table form. Okay, if the user want to check the detail also, they just click on that required field and the all detail they can fetch and they can see in a UI part. Okay, so this is a diagram of the backend testing. All things, all the action will happen in a database testing. Okay, so now there is a third part is there is a like third part is a error handling testing. So error handling means, what is a error handling? Means tester verify the error message while perform incorrect action. Okay, action on the application. So error handling means tester always verify error message while perform incorrect action on the application. So error message should be readable. First point is error message should be readable. Second part is user understand simple language. Simple language. Third part is incorrect data. If any incorrect data will use, that error message will be there. Fourth part is invalid user. In this scenario, in this scenario, like if there is any application, I am using incorrect data, my incorrect email ID, incorrect password. I will try to log in on that application. So there, the error message will be thrown from the system so that user can understand in a easy, simple language. Okay, so they will try to do the action as per the requirement basis. If they are incorrect data, invalid user, whatever things means, whatever negative action they will perform on the application, so there will be a message, error message will be displayed on the screen. Fourth is calculation type and manipulation testing. So suppose I'm the calculation manipulation. Calculation mostly like it's a addition, subtraction, any the operation, any additional things. Okay, mathematical things. It comes under the calculation part. So there, what happened like a bank application example, we can take a bank application. Okay, so total balance in account 5,000, 5,000. Okay, debited debited amount from account, my same account 2,000 I debited. Okay, so total remaining amount would be 3,000. Okay, so this is a calculation process. This is a calculation process. Like so, the 3,000 is showing like so. The calculation message to user, they will receive text message or or in bank application. or ATM, it will display. Okay, so this part come under calculation. So tester should verify the calculation in application anywhere. It's come under functional testing. Now the fifth part is link existence and link execution. Where exactly the link are placed, it's called links existence. Okay. It use only the web application and mobile application. It use only web application and mobile application. It called a link existence and links execution. So links are navigating to proper page or not. Like I'm a user. I try to click on mobile link. Okay. So if I click on iPhone 15, so it will be a redirect to the same iPhone link. Or if it's redirect other iPhone, so it will means there is a error. There is some proper link is not exist there in the application. So that we will raise a error for that. There is a three type of the link: internal link, external link, broken. Okay. So see, internal link what? Like I'm using a Flipkart application. So there is Flipkart internal links is there. If there is external, means they will add like they add in job portal, in Flipkart job portal they have added some LinkedIn, LinkedIn link, Naukri link. So it will be external link. Broken link. If we will click on a link, it's not functional. It's throwing a error. It means throwing error. It means a broken link. Okay. So these link existent and link execution only use web application, mobile application. There are six parties: cookie and session. So this is the last type of the functional testing. Cookie is what? So cookie and session only for the web application. Cookie is a temporary file created by the browser while browsing the page throughout the internet. Okay. So cookie is temporary file created by browser while browsing through internet. Browsing through internet. Okay. So it comes under cookie. Suppose example, I'm using Amazon website. Okay. So I just search there is iPhone mobile. After that I close that application entirely. Or if I like any advertisement or anything. So when search Amazon and search brand of the product, sometime you close the Amazon application, and if you will open again Amazon application, same product showing there. When you search first time, like advertisement, okay, if you click or anything, it will show again the same product. So that system and that process is called as a cookie. Okay. And session. So when you search any application and log in successfully, but you are not taking any action on that application, after some time, check the showing session is expire because time slot is set by the developer, it's known as a session. So it's especially web-based application, not for the all. Session are time slot created by the server. Session will be expired after some time if you are idle for some time. We will learn non-functional testing. These are also part of system testing. So non-functional testing. Non-functional testing is a type of software testing that evaluate how well system work. It focuses on quality attributes such as performance, security, usability, reliability, and scalability. Okay. Like open the application functionality this table, then we do non-functional testing. Focus on performance, load it can take, or security. Okay. So the non-functional testing mainly focus on performance of the application. It's a type of system testing. Type of non-functional testing. So there is like the mainly focuses performance of the application, like functionality testing check what software does, but the non-functional testing check how well the software perform. Okay, so there is a type of non-functional testing. So there is a first type is performance testing. So the main purpose of performance testing measure the speed of application and responsive. Like example, website page load within 2 seconds. It comes under performance testing. Second type is load testing. The load testing purpose tested expected user load. User load in application. Like 5,000 user access a bank application. Okay. Simultaneously means at the same time they are using. Okay. So that we will test in load testing. There is the third is stress testing. Test beyond the normal capacity. The normal capacity means the application have a load capacity of the 5,000 user. Okay. But while we will testing, we will put the request during stress testing, the 5,000 user access a site at once to find it breaking point. Sometime 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. So example, we will give load, max load like 10,000 and check the breaking point where our system will be crash. Means the applications have only 5,000 user capacity, but we will give us some extra load to test the stress testing. So at where the point the system is breaking, it comes under stress testing. So fourth type is scalability testing. This fourth type is scalability testing. Checks ability to handle growth. Example, system performance remains acceptable as user increase. Okay. So system performance remains acceptable as user increases. So scalable means if there is a load of the application 5,000 capacity, but if their load is happened suddenly, like there is a Flipkart application, they have launched some good offer. So during that festival season, most of the customer is use the Flipkart application. So the load will be increased. The Flipkart application capacity only 5,000 user, but suddenly 10,000, 50,000 user is increased. So that they will handle, okay, under scalable. They means maintain the load so they can accept the user increase and they can accept the system performance. It comes under the scalability testing. Okay. There is the fifth testing is the most of important testing, security testing. So the security testing identifies vul- vulnerability, ensure hacker cannot access customer data. During the shopping, most of the customer is using credit card. Okay, so they mainly do the security testing and ensure hacker cannot access the customer's sensitive data. Okay, means any single data the hacker cannot access. So that's why they are doing security testing. The sixth one is usability testing. Usability testing evaluate is ease of use means user can easily find the checkout button. Okay, the usability testing is easiness of application they build and user can easily find the checkout button. So reusability come into functional and non-functional also. So then what backend system is happening. So it's come under use in functional and non-functional testing. The seventh testing is compatibility testing. So compatibility testing verify operation across environment means the tester will test application whether it's work on Chrome, Firefox, Android, iOS. Okay. So they will test the application in different device, different browser. So they will check whether the application is feasible and compatible so that every user can use that. Some user is using the Firefox browser, some user using Chrome, some user using Android and iOS. Okay, so they will test the all compatibility things so that every user can access that application and device. So this part is comes under compatibility testing. Eighth one is reliability testing. Okay. So the reliability testing measure consistent operation like system run continuously for 72 hours without failure. Okay. Like any system run continuously without failure, like 72 hours it's running. That comes under reliability testing. Means any system continuously running without any failure. So it's come under reliability testing. So that tester will test. Fourth, ninth one is the recovery testing. So the recovery testing check recovery. after failure. Okay. Check recovery after failure, like database restore correctly after the crash. A system suddenly crashed, then it will restore or not. It comes under recovery testing. So database restore correctly after a crash. That they will test in recovery testing. Accessibility testing. Last one of the non-functional testing. Ensure user can access application which which should be and it designed for a disability person. Means the accessibility testing is that a user, like there is some e-learning application. Okay. So a user is a blind, they cannot hear, they cannot see. So there is some application like NVIDIA screen reader, contrast color checker. So example, website works with screen reader. Okay. So means there is a e-learning application if user want to read something and user is cannot see, cannot hear. So there is some screen reader applications. So there, so once they will access the application through the screen reader, na, they can easily hear that content, whatever is written on this application. Okay. So that's why the accessibility is most important to the application. There is some example of non-functionality testing that I will explain to you. Okay. And there is some advantage of non-functional testing, like improve user experience, ensure system stability and reliability, performance bottlenecks, span security. Okay. And there is some difference between functional and non-functional testing. So functional like test system feature in functional testing, non-functional testing test quality attribute. Functional testing verify business requirement. Non-functional testing verify performance, security, usability. In functional testing, like login work correctly, but in non-functional testing, login completes within 2 seconds under heavy load. Okay, focus on correctness in functionality testing, focus on efficiency and equality in non-functional testing. Okay, so there is some example that I will explain in non-functional testing that you can understand easily. So example like online shopping website, the functional requirement like user can add product to the cart, but the non-functional testing cart page load within 2 seconds. System support 10,000 concurrent user. Okay, user data is encrypted. Website work on mobile and desktop browser. And performance testing example like scenario check website responsive time steps. Open the website in simulate 1000 user measure page load times. So home page load in less than 3 seconds. So that scenario will test in non-functional testing. Okay. So they mainly focus on the load stress testing in non-functional testing. Means the application is work properly or not, that we will test in functional testing. But the non-functional testing, what is running in backend, focus on the performance load. It can take a security also. Okay. So that the all things we will test in non-functional testing. Okay.